Okay, hello everyone. Crank that music down a little. Might be a bit too quiet for Twitch, that. And for YouTube. We'll quickly resolve that. There we go. Perfect. How are we looking? Let's crank it up a little more. Hello everyone, how are we doing? Let's have a see. Right. Don't worry guys, I am just slowly getting set up. Taking a bit longer than I thought, but we're getting there. I've never got myself a drink yet, that's the funny part. Right, so let us begin by double checking everything's good. Audio on YouTube sounds good, so I'm going to guess the same for Twitch. Yep, even the music sounds good. Sorry for the cut in the music then, guys. It was just me checking the music's good. Right. So, welcome. Let us begin our day. What is on my to-do list? Let's have an actual look, shall we? Okay, let's work out what we were up to last night. So we built this. Good. Did I put the next layer in? I didn't. So we need to call this info. This will be called empty. Okay. So then I need to work out all these names that are going to count if it's empty and not the ones that are not going to count that. Sorry, guys. Ticklish throat today. So from my list, that means base and back button are default. You three are... One minute. We need to check something. Sorry, guys. I need... Do I have the layer? I should have, right? Otherwise it makes no sense. I guess there's two ways we could go about that. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to solve this. So I need to go to the file. Let me grab a drink quickly, guys, before I start, because otherwise I'm going to be coughing a little. It's just one of those days. Well, let's grab a drink. Pepsi, I guess. There's nothing else is in reach. Water's further than the Pepsi, and I don't feel like getting up to go get water, so I'll do for now. Right, okay. So the way I'm reading this, the way I'm interpreting this, what we're going to do, we're going to open up Visual Studio. We're going to open up the UI. And then I'm going to put it on screen in a second. And then we're going to have a breakdown of what there is to do there. We've got a bit of a long night tonight, guys. We're going to be on for a while. We're going to get all this built. The reason why we've got a long night, for those curious, is purely because I don't have anything but one lesson tomorrow. So I've got my whole day nice and chill. Open up this real quick. Okay, that's good. Build, info, build, edit. I want that to be open. Opened. Okay. So, we're going to make a modified version of this. Modify this as well. Right. Let's start with editing the layers, shall we? So, I was curious. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do now. Get my... That is it. Full screen. And we want the build facility. I'm going to zoom in, although normally it wouldn't be zoomed in, this far at least. And we're going to edit this a little bit, so bear with me. So we're editing edit. We're going to make the following changes. Make comments for this. I'm going to edit the following. Let's break this down. We're going to make it up to 6 long. Is that 6? It's 5. 6. So 6 in depth. So I need to find the depth part first. Bear with me. Where is the depth? So your slot 3. Yeah. So it's grid, build, grid. That's what this is. Grid, build, grid. And then grid, build, grid is code. Grid slots is set to 16. If you have 6 by 6, it's 12. Save. Refresh. Bingo, that's that part solved. Perfect. Next task is going to be fixing the build button. That'll be the last task actually, because I need to get the code for that. Unless I can get it quickly. Yes, I can. It's back build button. So let's put that in next. If I can find where it's going. I like them to be next to each other, but I can't find it and put it at the base of the thing. Button, there it is. Save. And we're looking for the back button. Fresh, bingo, that's that fixed. Then, what else do I need to fix here? I don't think there is anything else, is there? That works. And it's leaving plenty of space for other stuff. That's the key factor here. Am I missing anything, anyone? Anyone have a clue? Anyone in chat think I'm missing something? I think not, to be honest. So... is it Shift Tab? No, it's Control Tab. Oh, I'm so happy I now know that. What's the log stream though? Oh, that is incredibly useful. Right, okay. So for this page, all we need to change, and we're going to make it once, this edit, and then we're going to save it. So save as build empty. Otherwise there's nothing built. And then for this, all we're going to change is we have here pause, resume, deconstruct. Don't need pause. We don't need resume, deconstruct, sorry. Save. I just realized we're not previewing that page. There we go. Okay, so that leaves us with the button there. It's not the clearest button, I'll be honest. Might be a UI change needed there eventually. Alright, so everything else on that is fine. That's all the changes I need for it. So let's begin. That is a 4K monitor for context. It's on the wrong size for the rendering. Okay, and... boom. Bring this over here for a second. Paste that into there. Right, for this one we need to do our standard edit, which is actually quite easy. So all we do is we go above the root, we run this little bit of code, and that fixes everything. Now it's going to be a little complicated to get this, we're going to get too technically. So we're going to do this one. Let me just check I've got that right. Yep. And then we select this one at the end just for simplicity. Now we can see here a little issue, but we'll resolve that in a minute. In fact, it's quite a big issue. Have a plan for that. Right, for now, that's that done, right? So, next up on the list of to-dos is to edit those layers together. It's kind of like a jigsaw piece, this part. I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm watching Dan do Jigsaw today. Why is it not showing the tab? Boom. Right, so the way we edit this is quite simple. We basically cut out the layer that's the offending one here. We'll cut that. We then merge them together, therefore they're the same. No effects are applied. It's the quickest way. A quicker way long term would be to go in and remove what could be activating stuff. Now I like this all being disabled -1 here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a layer. Hello Yasmin, hello, hello. I would say how are you, but I've just spoke to you, so I have an idea how you were doing. Nice to see you. So that'll be its own layer. So we're going to call that the building btn for button. What are you? Building edit. Make a copy of that. Merge them together. Turn that off. Did I really just do that? Am I on cocaine here? Like, what am I doing? 1 minute. Delete that. Hide that. Ah! Oops. Right. Wait. What the fuck did that get cut? Okay, my pixel's shot. Currently pestering my friend group, asking stupid questions. What, really? Oh, wow. You've never asked a stupid question before, have you? That's sarcasm. Build. Button. Add that. Building. Not building, build. Edit. Build. Empty. Okay. So. Cool. I got all 3 of them. And all we do now is go up to File. We export as layer. We get this little option. We turn off the specify by using the E. That just means how many layers you want to say. So say I want to take only 1 out, I would go in here. I would do E-E, save. I could toggle this on and off, and now I recognize I only want that layer. It means export. If I take away that, for starters, and then turn this off, I'm saying all layers, regardless of what they are, I want them exported. You can make the transparent layer, this bit, disappear, so it's a size. You can remove anything outside the canvas. So say I've got some white over here that got cut off because it's not in the size of the frame. That will surprisingly stick around, so it cuts it off for you. And then you can change the size. So you can make it bigger. You can have multiple sizes. You can change the format, the quality, if you want to attach the palettes or not, add metadata or not. In my case, none of that's relevant because it's going in a game. I don't want to overburden the file game. So yeah. Copy to clipboard. And we drop them in the game file path. And once in the game file path, we will go back to the game. And it's going to look like a bit of Swiss cheese in a minute, but do bear with me. That is where I'm looking for. It's map, isn't it? Yeah. Paste. There we go. Cool. And then we'll go back to the game. So, I'll make a save of this actually. Building. Oops. There we go. Go back to the game. And let's import the rest of the stuff. So we need what went wrong with the names? Right. That's info, that's edit. That's empty. Yep. That's right, that's correct. Good. It took me a second then. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Looks good. I'm asking to see Josh's nipple piercing and he said no, sad times. Yasmin, I fix this. Give me like 10 business days to choose how to phrase this. Let me get this straight. You're asking him to show his nipple, basically? Yasmin, if a guy came up to you and said, show me your nipple, are you going to do it? That's how I'll phrase this. I swear to God, if you lie and say yes, you would. I could be like, no, you wouldn't. And here's a reason why. Just pull out my giant book of reasons why you won't do it. What we're going to do, we're going to import. No, it's not. I came up to you right now and said, where's your nipple? You're going to be like, well, you're probably going to slap me is what you're going to do. Let's be honest. You're not going to stand there and go, yep, 1 second, please, sir. Let me just reach in my raincoat here, and here it is. You're not going to present it like it's ID. Okay. Do explain for those of the audience that are not following. That's okay, guys. Don't worry. It's because I changed the default orders. If I change this back, you see that it lines up. Okay, so let's look at empty for a second. Your dash pause button is what that's going to be. Oh, it's not letting me have the dash anymore. That's strange. I have not a clue what I'm having for dinner tonight. Right, so that's fine. That's fine. So these are the things we need to hide. You. You're all good, I know on it, don't worry. I'm gonna debate how to do this now. Right, what we're gonna do, I need to bath lip. I took a second then. I think I meant literally like soon, like not as in a dog name. Tomorrow, so we actually need to have energy. Yeah. Build clicked, build view. Build view is what we're gonna edit. I'm gonna set it to default to empty. And we're gonna write it down, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We need the names again, 1 sec. So if build view, uppercase build view, I need to get this right, guys. Especially if I'm writing this in documentation. Yep, uppercase build view, which is a string, is empty. The animation for building mgr underscore base is empty. If it's okay, what's the other one? 1 sec. Info, same for info equal. Hang on, make sure these are the same case cut. Info equal info and edit equal edit. Okay, that's that bit done. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are I need to make a list here, bear with me. There we go, guys. I am literally just typing out all the things we want to disable, so I've got this written down. So that if I come back here and there's a bug, I know where I've disabled something, so I know I'm not waiting for something to happen and it's because it's disabled. Especially when you disable stuff like this, it's... I can't say how many times I've stared at someone and been like, where is that value? And it turns out it's disabled, so it's not showing up for a valid reason. How about I don't have typos in these? I'm not looking for the wrong thing when I key search it. Because those are things I want to hide, so if build view is not info, I'm going to say they must be hidden because I don't want to have to change the values necessarily. I want to just hide them. Also, I want to do the same for you. Are you a button and a value? Or are you a button with a value? I'm a little confused. You're a button with a text value. Okay, that's fine. So all we need to do is work out the... Yeah. I don't know why it's called pause resume, but pause. You can't. So start again. So if build view go the above, make a full documentation here. So pause prod. Let's go resume. Is that right? Yep. Econ. Actually, pause prod's taken out there because pause prod's going to be repurposed into the build button, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. What are you? Reduces and status. That's fine. Those are fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we're basically hiding all the stuff that we don't need at that point. Okay, so looking, I need to look now. Where's this gonna go? Are we gonna do this as a local event? Not them. Or should we do it as a core system event? I think a core system event makes sense. We've got this code in here, right? Yeah. And we've got the build menus here. So we've got all the names here. I should have gone from here. All their positions. I'm happy I made that note because I forgot which one it was originally. All this basically means is where the screen zoom equal to the size so it scales correctly. In other words, when I do this, the size of these assets is the exact same based on math. I could do this as many times as I want. The only time this is jittery if it's not set to smooth. So if I use a non-smooth zoom effect, The zooming on this is not smooth. I took a while to work that one out. Sounds stupid to be honest with you that I took so long to work it out. But, you know, some people make mistakes. It's what it is. Trying to work out. Okay. So, 1 second. Let's main. It's main. That still doesn't trigger it. So let's fix that part too in a second. So let's map out a bit further, shall we? So we're going to go back to here. We're going to manually do that. So what we need to do, that button we just clicked, needs to do one of a few things. It needs to check the value found in storage for the item. In this case, currently it's in here, but in the future it'll be in the other place. And it's basically going to check slot data. It's going to do one or two things. Is the slot occupied? So find it, slot. How are we going to measure it's occupied though? Good idea. Is occupied. Default's false. There you go. Is occupied. Default false. That's good. So by default, click main. I'm trying to visualize this. So I don't have to switch between scenes. Click the button. Is it occupied in that exact slot? The first step is slot needs to be -1. So I click button 1. Button 1 zeros, therefore -1. Fine. Match the IDs that way. 1 is 1, 2 is... Sorry, 1 is 0, 2 is 1, 3 is 2, 4 is 3, 5 is 4, 6 is 5. Yeah. My own brain. So, if we... 1 sec. I want to test something. I want to test something quite important. 1 second. If we was to go in here... Where am I looking? Where do I need to look? That's what I need to think about. Do that. I think it's J. Okay, let's make an event first. That's what we're going to do. Let's go here. Go local? Yeah, local will do. Those are state functions, that's fine. What are you? You're an empty thing. Alright, cool. Let's make some conditioning, shall we? So we're going to say key value pressed. Like I can do this better with JavaScript. 1 sec. I feel like I've already written this. I've written conditioning for the button effects. When you... What handles the button effects? I don't know if you're still here, by the way, Yaz. But maybe you remember when I made this. What handles the button effect? I'm so confused. Oh, map prescript. I also hate how that's constantly doing that. Stop doing that. Not that, it's language. It's definitely not that. It's not that. Bingo. This is what's handling the effect. make a copy of that. 62 lines. I kept that efficient, didn't I? So I'm going to turn that into Visual Studio. New file, JavaScript. Save that there. I'm going to make a copy of this before I edit it, basically what I'm doing, guys. Can we measure if a button's clicked? Multiple buttons without it bugging out. Let's have a quick look. gdev 5 JavaScript. Fuck. Yes, we can. Kinda. Okay. We can runtime object, runtime behavior. Makes sense. Let me open my drink. I'm having a drink. And then I'm worrying about this. Is it? It's 6 buttons, isn't it? Yeah, six buttons. Like, how was it we wrote this? One sec. I'm making my notes again. Found a slot data. It's found a slot data, right? No, it's found in each structure. Brackets, and I'm gonna make an example here. Old, new. No, I'll do that way. I'll do dot slot data dash and on max slots it's slots dash, not dash dot. Yeah, I need to do dots. Do 3 dots here. It should be obvious to me that I'm skipping ahead and making it clear. Is lowercase occupied. Okay, then we're going to go to the temporary variable. I'm trying to work this out now. So it's locked. We'll set it to some we'll set it to locked. That's an easy one, isn't it? Error locked, right? I'll call it that. I need to make a function for that. And then what was the other ones? If it's build views set to info. Yeah. If it's locked, do nothing, and just set the temporary variable to error locked. And if is my brain doesn't work. Locked defined Defined by. It's outside the defined now, or if so it's outside the max slots, it's locked. So let me read back my notes 1 sec. So we added the line read a code line, not yet, but we're gonna go in a minute, to measure which buttons clicks have 1 of 6. If the button is occupied, found in each structure known as slot data.slots is occupied, that means there's a building there, and the value known as temporary variable.build view will be set to info, meaning you can't build there, you need to view the information. If it's locked, do nothing, set the temporary variable to error-locked, defined by is outside max slots. Example, max slots equals 2, slot equals 3. Equals no. I took a minute to read my own writing then, Jesus. If the clicked slot is not occupied, set the temporary variable build view to empty. I should put these in quotes as well because it might confuse myself in a minute. Okay, because I got the other one in quotes, that's fine. Yep, and that looks right. It might be worth checking GitHub if I've already made this on the other build, but for now we're not going to do that. So max slots is found here. It's going to check this. If it's got 2, 0, and 1 work. 0 and 1 are then found. 0 and 1 it's for. Oh wait. Oh no, it's fine because this is inside the structure. Yeah. Because I do this. Yep. Okay. 0 dot. Is it occupied? Yes. No. If no, show empty. If yes, show info. If it's outside the max, hide it. Don't do anything. I think I like this. Right, okay, cool. So, I think... I already wrote this, I'm a fucking idiot. Well, on the bright side, we wrote the documentation, so let's flip over here. I don't know if my code is an exact mirror, guys, but if we enable that script, it's worth finding out how good it's written, is it not? Okay, that took a minute to update. Main click. Okay, that did nothing though, because I haven't wrote a line that have I not? 1 minute. I'll read the code while the game's open. This is great. I'm trying to remember what I'm doing now. 1 minute. Where's my brain at? So I need to look for something that's setting the temporary variable known as build. Build what? Build active? But me. How did I forget this? Am I an idiot? Build what? What am I? Build clicked. Right. Key search. Build. Yep, exists. Okay, cool. And then all I'm going to do, or frankly, all I need to do, let's go back to the game real quick. Go down to experimental, where this is handled. Nope. We can remove these two though, because I definitely need that. We can definitely remove that. That's fine. What are you? Oh yeah, the languages, you can stay. It's escape I'm looking for. So movement. No. Cursor. No. It's movement, right? No. Local. No. Why am I looking? If I go in here, if I press escape, is it gonna be a core event, isn't it? I'm an idiot. 1 minute. Core events, bottom nav, keyword search, ESC. No results found. Strange. Map events, maybe? 2 results found. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, it's me. Okay, that's updated. So I've just changed there. I've just added the symbol. In fact, I can show you 1 second. No point. I'm not showing. So all I've done, I've keyword searched here and set this here, and that's literally all we've changed. So if we go in there now, we update the page. I click on main, I click on this. Okay. What's the error? What's the error? What's the error? T first key. T first key's not. What? T key, first key is not a function. Oh, balls, did I cock this up a little? Did I screw this up? Is that what I'm learning here? So how much? What if I... What if I... I'm trying to think what it is. So we've got... Oh, this is... Right, hang on. Let's go line by line. Why can't I... There we go. Oh, it doesn't let you do it. Alright, that's cool. T dot first key. Why can't I spot it? Okay, hang on. So is it T dot first key? Is that a thing? Oh, it's keep only one. Keep only one, by the way, is a function that makes sure you only create one of the items, so that you can't have, for example, 2 titles by accident, because it's loading them in instead of keeping them loaded constantly and hidden, just to avoid errors. But also so I can basically delete them once they're functional. All that means is, if I try clearing this, if they got the whole screen, I can delete them from the page technically and have it create and delete them actively, and therefore my life is a little easier. Try editing just that to false for a minute. Nope. Zero changed? No, zero's not changed. Hmm. Nothing more boring than Dan staring up and down lines of code while you get to look at the nice scenery. I try something. If we revert back to the old code for a second, right? If I run the update, can I clear the error? For some reason, no. And yet all I've done is reset it to the non-broke. Okay, that's strange. Fine. Well, it took us a reboot, I guess. Maybe the arrow is constantly running, which would be strange. If I was to revert back to the functional, he says, part from our Git where I've listed it, am I going to get the same error? It's 40 lines different. Strange. Hmm. Where is this even mentioned? I won't lie, I'm so confused. Just to check it's that code, if I disable it, therefore it can't run. These are all disabled by default. We don't get the error. Okay, cool. So the code calls a function. The function calls this t first key that doesn't actually exist. And so it's in create object on scene. Calls first key. First key is, from the looks of it, an object map that's passing the object through a hash table. So, I'm trying to think of ways I can fix this. There's a developing where you're just sat there thinking about stuff while staring at a nice map. If this isn't a thing, which is strange because it clearly was tested, I've got a test note for November for this. Bear in mind that the test note for November clearly notes that the map wasn't complete, it was in a shitty state, therefore that would make me think that, you know, maybe something was added since then that's fucking with it. I mean, okay, enable that again. The first key still exists. And I'm reading this again by breaking up the lines. It's just simply saying that C first key was an issue. I haven't got a clue. Like, let's look this up. One sec. I'm actually getting a result for it. I know it's an object key, but I'm not finding any sort of indication. I mean, right, let's go to testing notes. Let's read what I wrote in the past and go from there. Right. It's functional within the rough build parameters. Basic shit. So let's try this again. Because if it's functional, I cannot see why it can't work. Well, okay, so it's when I click on ones that have a thing and then they stay broken. Okay, one of the questions I got then is, we run this in debug, can we catch if the event is at least doing half the job? Because when I go on here, it's not doing it. Alright. If I do this, if I hit you, I should get the locked error string. That's just what I'm going to call a different event, and that will basically reset itself after a few seconds. It'll pop up, say, yo, it's not available, and then self-clear. Yeah, that's what it's doing. Right, okay. Button clicked is a number. No, it's not. Button click, sorry, build clicked is a Boolean. So why is it changed to a number? The code's changing it. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's set to set it as a... Right, okay. So for context, guys, we wrote this code a few streams ago. I'm reading my notes now. I've gone all the way back. We actually streamed writing this bit of code that handles the these. And what I'm seeing in the error logs is a little baffling. So it's possible, although likely, that something else here is also broken and we're only just now seeing it fully occur. Because I'm actually seeing two errors, one that's been not an error till now. So either the edits to the code from pulling in the old version. What do I do? I throw my computer out the window. This doesn't fix. Why is there still an error? I've literally removed the offending code. Preview. Okay. I click on new. Hmm. Any ideas, Yaz? Because I'm sat here staring at this. Those are my helpers, those are the handlers. That handles the click, so is the button clicked? If the click slot equals 0, sorry, let the click slot equal 0, 1 to 6 minus 1 off that, yada yada yada. Is the button clicked? No. Is it occupied? Is it unlocked? No, 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 no. Safe spawn, which just loads in the item. Apply icon status. You still gonna be buggy. Same error? Same error. Fucking hell. Inside you develop create object scene assumes that the second argument is hashable. So when it arrives at the value t, it's not hashable. The error's still not clearing. Jesus. That's just locked out now. Trying to think of ways I can fix that. Does that fix it? That fixed it. Okay. At least we can fix that. I don't know why that edit I just made broke it, but we'll go with it. Trying to think now. What if we... Let's try changing this. I'm going to gamble on this change being worthwhile. So what we're going to do, we're going to disable it calling the function that's known to GDOP as the event tools, which is create object. Hang on, am I doing it wrong maybe? I got some research real quick. I know research uses the events, but maybe research is the way we should do it. How are we entering that issue? Not possible. Alright. Okay, good. I literally just removed it, and yet... So the way I'm breaking this down, right, we basically were calling the argument to create object on scene. That's not a hash table. That's bugging me. I'm trying to find this, but it's not. Sorry, for those who don't know, a hash table is like a key pair, a key value pair. So yeah. Alright, try again. One minute. Right. I'm just confused at this point. Where is this error coming from? Trying to think here. Try again. Exact same error too. Strange. So it's still called. Okay, no, wait. Where are you calling this from? Nowhere. It's literally not existent. So something in this code is calling a function I've not got existent. Makes no sense. How are you calling it? Like, where's it calling from? What if I was to disable you? Put this in here. Say JavaScript code. Only for me to find out that's not. Yeah, I copied the cell, didn't copy the code. I copied the cell, the code didn't copy. Okay. I run. First off, the effects are working still. Still calls it from fuck knows where. Is this a documented thing? If an object's far enough off screen, it doesn't get drawn or processed. Okay. 2, 3. I intentionally bring them so fucking close that they're on the fucking screen anyway. Right, so they're right on that screen. Is it that they're not getting drawn and processed? No, it's not that. It was worth a try. What if we set the value to true anyway, even though it's not? Nope, didn't work. Try again. So that never causes it. It's always when you try creating the object. Let's try this. What if I delete the object by saying cut for a second. Nope. Paste. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hang on. Is it not a bug? Is it possible? You're disabled. I can see you commented out. Fine. Just grab me that. Make a backup. I'm back. There we go. So I'm going to try something here. Right. So right now, all we know is something calls that function. Everything inside of bottom navigation is disabled, therefore you see that. Fine. Yeah, everything inside bottom navigation is disabled. Therefore, that includes opening up a button. But if we do that real quick. Okay. Now disable bottom nav. Okay. Disable top nav. Okay. See that? Doesn't do a single thing. I turn on bottom nav first. Granted, that's not doing anything either. Right, on the bright side, it didn't call on any specific function. On the annoying side, it didn't do anything at all. Right, try again. That's fine. You're not fine, there's something wrong now. Turn you on. What changed? What actually changed? I actually don't understand. Is there a difference between scene objects? I mean, obviously there is, but hang on. Is there a difference between scene objects and not? Try again. Just purely trying again and again to see what happens. Okay, that broke it. Not sure how. The same error. It's like I have a doc full of the same error just to try and match it by searching. The only difference is the timestamps. Okay. Building manager show hide script. Where is that? So is there another piece of code that's colliding with this after all this? Is that what I'm learning now? I highly doubt it. Create objectable scene. Nope, that doesn't exist at all. What's the error say? One sec, I need to read the error. So it's something within the map code that's doing it. Okay. That can't be any more vague. State data visualize. It's not going to be that. I'll disable it. Movement and cursor. I'll disable that. Right, so the only code now running is this one JavaScript in there. Okay. Enable core. Need that. We don't need that. Okay. No. Enable that. It's not. Why have you deleted it? There we go. Mission critical. Try now. Okay. Oh, they're running. Why are you saying they're not running? Strange. Ah, yeah. Review. Okay, there we go. Let me try something else, guys. I'm wondering if it's just like JavaScript's compiled in an old build. Therefore, I'm getting this error just because of some weird, stupid bug. Yeah, I think there's a bug because I just got an error saying failed to remove. Okay, give me a second, guys. Yeah, there's an update. So I wonder if that's the issue we're having here. It could be part of it. It's not the issue, it's part of a issue. Check for updates again. Okay, I want to install the update, please. How can I... Okay. I hit this every time. I have to go to the website to get the download. It never works in the downloader it has. GDev5. If you can't tell, my mood has significantly dropped since I've been running into this error. I'm going to take a break soon if I can't fix this today. I'm not going to stress myself out over some weird error that's not solvable. Because there's nothing calling that. It doesn't even exist anymore. The function is like non-existent. And yet it seems to think it exists. Clean builder gdev will do to start. Yeah, that's part of what I'm trying. I'm starting to think it's something to do with JavaScript itself having something going on here. I've just rebuilt the entire game and also rebuilt the entire game engine. So, and it still says there's an update available. Off to a great start. Okay. If I click on new, error still exists. It's coming from code7.js. Code7.js is that error, right? So we stopped the preview, we closed it, we saved the project, obviously we rebuilt. Code7.js is still the issue. Trying to think what else it could be. Because I've literally isolated it down to it being the only issue running. Oh, wait. You... Bingo. Found it. Found it. There was something calling it. and it was in none of the locations the error was calling from, which is why I never found it. If this is it, okay, first off, it's stuck to the screen, but we will indulge that for a moment. There's no error. There's no fucking error. Okay. Hallelujah. However, right. Trying to think now. I mean, it's sticking to the screen, which is odd actually, because the code that handles that is part of the issue, and I've disabled that, and it's now on the screen regardless. Trying to see if... I'm just reading error logs, guys, just to see if I can spot any errors. There's a few errors from the filler assets. So what I've done to avoid having an anno style issue, if a filler asset's in the game, if it's got the name filler in it, it errors and it tells you exactly where it is and what scene it's on and all that faff. So any asset called filler automatically causes that. And I'm seeing like a dozen of them because there's plenty of filler assets where I've got like a blank button that's not got any effect to it, or I've got a... In settings we have like a temporary what's the name? Background. Yeah, I do have a Java... I have a code 7.js error again. I want to look up properly. Code 7.js error. Where a Stack Overflow occurs in user code when async hooks is enabled, Node.js immediately exits with the code 7 instead of allowing try-catch blocks to catch the error. It's an uncaught exception, essentially. That is infuriating. Well, it makes sense. So what I'm going to do, we're going to try again. It's not doing anything. Try again. You can see the script there. Oh, you can't actually because I've got it disabled. Forgot. Oh. Did you see that? I need to go somewhere right. Wasn't what happened. Ah! Fucking brilliant. It was the code. Right. Okay. I know why now. So, the old code was simply doing maths. It was dragging the asset over to the right location, fixing it to the screen. I don't know how it's still fixing to the screen because watch this. It's moving with me with all this. It shouldn't be possible. Yet it is. How? Anyway, so in theory, if we look at errors now, yep, there's no code 7.js error. In fact, there's barely any errors minus the filler errors. You don't know how infuriating it's been for the past 40 odd minutes easily. I've been going back and forth for that head of Radian. I've been sat here reading while leaving up the game just because my reading is probably more boring than watching the gameplay. Or in this case, lack thereof. Okay, minus the finickiness of the clicking throughs is here, which is going to be an easy fix. Although it should be possible. How are we clicking through? Did I disable some code? is stopping the click through normally. It definitely did. Oh wait, I didn't. What did I break? I broke something in the process of fixing this. Ah, damn it. Yeah, I've broke something. Don't know what. Do that. Okay, we got the mouse back. Yeah, see? Ah, I see. I've not broke anything. It's just not counted as an area where it's not supposed to clip through. Ah, we can fix that. Let's, if all these are true, if build and your base is clicked, it's not visible, and it's not have a collision. Then you can click. Cool. Update that. That is like the fastest fix ever, so I should be able to... Oh, that was a bit off the edge, I'll give it that. No, I'm still clicking through. How? How is that possible? That makes no sense. Oh. No, I see. I'm an idiot. If one of these is true. No, so it needs to be an and, or, and, or. Oh, this is a fucking nightmare of code. I can't wait till I start the new code project. Right, that clicked through. That still clicked through. Run again, please. Okay, so, okay, now nothing's clicking. If one of these are true, if we're not in collision with that, if one of these conditions is true, we're not in collision. We're not in collision, it's not visible. How is there an issue here? I don't understand. Bear with me. Okay, so the issue is the thing I just added that's bugging it out. So basically the collision checker is not liking collision for this. Does this have a collision box would be the first question I need to ask myself. I doubt it. Edit collision mask. Add collision mask. That might help. That very well might help. I'll do that right away. Okay. Now, that wouldn't have applied straight away. You got to... Yeah, I'll show in a second. I'm just trying to see if I'm being an idiot. Yeah. Okay, let's update the... Update that. This might work. Keyword is what might work is going to be the effect. So if I click on you, okay, we're all back to normal with this. That's good. Right, that button exists. This button here doesn't exist. That's just probably me adding it to the list of not exists. That's fine. We can fix that in a minute. So then, here's what we need to do, right? The way it's currently written is as follows. If one of these conditions is true, I have an idea. One of these conditions is true, it's not on this, it's not on this. If one of these conditions is true, and we are not in collision with the object known as build menu. Does that sound logical? Collision with cursor. Otherwise you're not clicking through it. Press J to invert. Okay, update that. Okay, so I clicked off just to see. That definitely clicks through. No, it doesn't click through. So now we're having fun. It's letting me click to change the state. Where is it? Ah. Now I'm confused. What is it doing? Delete that, I don't need that. What is it editing? It's got to be one of the functions that cancels stuff. The only thing that cancels is if you press escape, and I'm not pressing escape, so... What am I pressing here? Let's see, let's read again. Build collisions with cursor. If one of the conditions is true along with that, i.e. state is hidden, sorry, state is visible, collision is not. So in other words, we're not in collision with the build base. So that's working. That's not the issue. That we know. And again, maybe? Maybe it's just been buggy. Okay. So far, if I click... Okay, interesting. I take out that condition. Am I in collision with it right now? Is that what we're getting? Yeah. For context, it's not actually written code, that part. It's just a simple statement. If this is this. It's GDOP's way of saying like a scratch format. This part's not JavaScript, this is just visual code, if you could call it that. Visual statements. So let's say it's in collision. Add event below. Add condition. Variable. Build. Build is clicked is true. Invert. So in other words, not true. I'm not using the false statement because I want it to be clear to myself in the future that I want to check it's not true for those to apply. In other words, this won't work once build is clicked. How the fuck is it working? This is so dumb. Ugh. Right. So build's true. Build's true when I'm on this. It's even changing when I'm clicking here. Definitely shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. So if I was to click on, okay, that very clearly clicks off value, meaning it's not locked in place. What's the value? Debugger. Because I suspect it's an issue. So we open a new preview. Apologies, guys. This is the new preview. And we're simply going to go in here, click this. Now the debugger is going to tell me the variables. I'm going to quickly go grab them. It's going to take like 10 seconds, gets to load it in, which is annoying as hell. Cool. Temporary variable. Button clicked is 1. There is the issue. Right. So that's our issue. Basically, we're checking for a value that doesn't exist because JavaScript is being done. Are we getting it as bool? Oh, sorry, boolean. Oops, hyphen. Are we? No, we're not. Okay. There lies the issue. I could, in theory, set it to 1 and 0. However, I don't think so. That would be dumb, in my honest opinion. So let's just get it as boolean. Try again in a second when it loads. I got stuck in a load. Yay. How's your day going, head of Radian? Got to ask you. Do apologize. How's your day going? That's good, that's good. When are you going to add your persona to the game? Persona? Persona? I'm confused. If you can explain. Let's try this. Well, that clearly failed straight away. Let me guess. Still doesn't accept it as a value that is a... No, it's Boolean. Boolean. It's Boolean. Huh. When build clicked is false, let it do these. So confused right now. So if it's Boolean and nothing here is going wrong, let's just do a reboot. Fresh. I gotta give it a second to load all the variables, guys. Because for you guys, it's loaded straight away. I'm in the variable panel, and because there's such variables, which I say that, there are less variables right now than there would be in a production build. Because I'll show you what I'm on about. I've removed items. We have only pistol data in the game right now. If I had anything more than that, as you can see here, none of them are in. If I had anything more than that, it would take even longer to load the items, which would be insane. Also, if you don't know the gaps for, it's either going to be a descriptions or pictures, not pictures, but you know what I mean. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, found a bug. Yay. That'll be for tomorrow. Yeah, it's clicking through even though it shouldn't click through. And the worst part is if I disable the click-through part, i.e. we now can't select another state regardless of what we want. Yeah, it's basically detecting I'm not clicking on these. See? If I click here, yeah, it's not the code. The code's not at fault. We can't blame the code. It's a physical issue with I'm saying to the code, saying to the game, if I click this button, you're 0. I click you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I click here, you're not a button, so your default is nothing. Now, I suspect, and I could be wrong, if I just tweak one specific line, i.e. this. Aha! Okay, perfect. Solved. It was dismissing it because it wasn't a value, i.e. the error catching was just being too specific. Now then, we can't click through. We do get the effect like we're clicking on this. That can be fixed in a minute, although to be fair, I kind of don't care. The player dismisses it. Yeah, they can click around. If I go to main, if you click back, it needs to do the same. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Because there's 2 pages as well. That's gonna suck like ridiculously. I'll word it. Okay. Pages. I'm yawning. Right, I am thinking of getting a snack quickly. I'm taking a minute. And then we'll fix some stuff. Yep, I'm gonna take a quick break, guys. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so we're back, and I need to go for a bit, guys. So I'm going to end here. Bit unfortunate. I will see you guys tomorrow. Probably have more time, to be fair. I do apologize for the sudden ending, but we're going to end here, and I will see you guys later. So have a good evening, guys.